So my name is Quentin Paquignon, I'm a sax player and I'm the founder of the Polymorph Extra. Our idea was really to think about a new way to deliver an experience to the public. We were thinking that, okay, we want to do something for the public. So how physically, the first step is how physically we can change that.
Now imagine you are in a big rock and roll festival. So we're not only talking about classic music, we're talking about any kind of music. Last year we recorded the Wacken Heavy Metal Festival. That is a festival in the northern part of Germany with 100,000 people. Now imagine you are standing as a listener inside this audience and you feel 100,000 people around you and of course the big, large rock and roll PA in front of you. In stereo, this is not possible. Everything is coming from the front. You may hear something behind you, but this has nothing to do with the real crowd feeling and the feeling that comes from the big PA in the front of you.
When you go to theater, you have this kind of semicircle, with the public and the stage, and that comes from the Greek time. The idea was, okay, we want to do something really for the public, so let's put the public in the center. So that means that the show can happen even within the public and around the public.
Perceiving music in a hall or in front of a band is not only perceiving like a microphone. Our ears and our brains work different than a pair of microphones. So that's the emotion that is inside. Also, of course, our eyes that look to the orchestra. So it is very important that we are able to transfer the whole emotional musical experience to the listener, be it on a headphone or be it on loudspeakers. And we noticed very clearly now that using the 9.1 system is an extremely large step towards it.
We were looking for brand or someone who believed in this project and this crazy idea that we can make something different with the high quality. And so that's why when I heard about Sennheiser and the 3D immersive sound system, I said maybe there is something to do. When I met Amar Kabush, who is the owner of Sennheiser Media, I explained to him the project. So we had a big show in the theater, and he just talked with Mark Vincent, and they just said, okay, let's try it.
Polymorph, I know Quentin because we used to work many times together, and like two years ago, he came with a project called Polymorph Extra, who is a project it's an artistic project, musical project, but it's also about show. It could be a Broadway show, for example, because the base is not only they are not create music only, but they create all around the project, you have a painter, you have like a chef, you have like a VJ, designer, you have a lot of people who are involved on this project, and all of them bring something special to Polymorph.
All right, one more. Sorry, one more. Yeah, let's try that one more time, man. Yeah, one more time. I'll get it this time. Oh, that was alright. That's alright.
Polymorph spirit is really just enjoy first. Enjoy the music. Enjoy being together. Is very important for us because it's not just it's not just sidemans coming in and just not just session musicians. It's friends enjoying music. All great musicians, all different background, but somehow everyone is bringing to the other what others are actually expecting. It just works. It's kind of magic.
The thing is, it's touch of colors, you know. We have the main color, and every guest is bringing in its own personality, its own taste to it, and that's why we call this project the Polymorph Extra. The Polymorph structure is always changing, you know, adapting, and every time there is new people, it's like that, and it's exciting. It's not something defined yet. It's always in movement.
Spiritual playboy, am I spiritually connected to the musical debauchery that rests comfortably in the very lines of my soul? A spiritual playboy. Am I not afraid to unleash my inner yearning for the musicalist that resides in my thirst for musical pleasure?
The leader of this project, sort of a leader, he will say he's not a leader, but he's a leader. Quentin Paquignon, he's making everything happening on this. He's gathering everyone and he's putting all his energy to make everything happen. And he's a dreamer. He has dreams, not just on the musical side, but also on the technical side. And it's been a few years he's talking about, especially this immersive thing. He had this in his head for a long time. Because as a musician on stage, you are surrounded by sound, but the audience just hears the sound coming from the front of the house. And he has this dream of having immersive sound live. And that's something, he keeps pushing this all the time. And he always said, one day this will happen. And I think this week, for the first time, meeting Gregor Zelinski and being able to record in immersive sound and having the surround set up here, immersive sound in the control room, and listening to it, everyone was like, okay, we know what Quentin meant. Okay, this is actually working. There's something going on here that is very unique. When you go from immersive back to stereo, you understand, okay, why do we actually use stereo?
I always say, if you listen to stereo, it is like listening through a small slot. And you look through the slot in a room. So there you see the orchestra or the band. If you listen to 3D, you are standing in the real room or hall and see the band or the orchestra in front of you. You feel it. You know, talking about 3D is like, you cannot talk about 3D and you will not understand it unless you hear it. That is the basic problem, actually. When we started 3D and we talked to other professional colleagues about 3D, they all said, you know what, go to hell. Because revolutions, this is something that I also need to say. Revolutions in audio have not been there since ages.
We are in a kind of, we put ourselves, like Sennheiser and the Polymorph Extra, in a kind of laboratory, you know, and we are like, not, I don't know, for Sennheiser for sure, like scientists, but for us it's like really like when you are a kid, oh, we put that with that, let's see what's happening, when we are placing the microphone, oh, what we can do, oh, it's like that, and so we have a better, so it's really like alchemy, you know, it's this kind of, it's really exciting, it's, oh, let's try that, or maybe no, that is not working, so it's really like experimentation. And that's the exciting point of this collaboration. It's new.
Now basically, to record 3D, mainly what you need is a bunch of very good microphones, which is the MKH 800 Twin, which can change its pattern after the recording. So it changes the way where it looks to and how it sounds. This is very useful for 3D. Also, we have a microphone called Esphera. This microphone only has 2 microphones, but it can produce 5.1 out of it in a realistic way. Now 2 Espheras make a 3D microphone.
I know for the saxophone and for the drums, it was like within 10 seconds you just start playing and they were like, oh, that sounds good. It felt right, and I had the same feeling as well, because I didn't know this mics. It's just Gregor told me, try this microphone for the drums and try this microphone on the saxophone and let's see where it goes, and it was just right, and I'm like, oh yeah, it does sound, it's a very unique sound somehow, and surprising.
With the stereo system, we wouldn't have this kind of feeling. And so this excitement we want to share with the public. And we are already sharing among our own art collective. Now we can share it with the technician and the great people of Sennheiser. So we are learning more and more. They are having our feedback, how we can do something. And all of that, when it will be fine ready, we will be able to deliver and to share it with the public. And I think that will be some wow answer at the end of the show.
For me, when I'm going to the studio, I feel at home, you know. We have a stress before and after, but during the project, everybody is doing a great job so far, and we are Sennheiser, and Sennheiser Media is very proud to produce Polymorph Extra.